We are back from the tool shed lockers, what we're calling it, and we found some really good stuff. This is the second video. If you haven't seen the first video, go back and watch the first video. We've already found a boat. We found stuff for you to do. some wood stuff. We found Daniel. Daniel now is actually a 17-point deer, right? He got upgraded. Look at that. He's got so many horns, it's crazy over there. Daniel, you're out of control. And then there's a counter down below. Beep, bop, boop, somewhere right there that says how much we think that we can get for it, or the money that we're saving. A lot of this stuff, especially like the wood and some of these tools that we're finding, we're keeping to work on the property for the other channel, right? So all that stuff will be used, and it's going to save us money, so we're going to add that to not the value of the item, but what we thought we could buy it at a yard sale for. So I know that was a lot of talking for sure, but this is what we got left. We still got a ton of stuff left. Got some toolboxes, got some rebar. Oh my goodness, you got another cedar piece of wood here. Nice. Now, again, you don't know 100% what you're going to do with these, but you're keeping them.
Yep.
So we're going to keep this cedar piece of wood for you.
Look at all that. Ooh.
It fell right on my foot. Yeah. I'm actually playing like it didn't hurt because I'm a man and I don't want to cry, but I think it just broke my big toe.
Oh my goodness.
Who would have thought? I should start wearing steel toe boots. I got me some good steel toe boots. What are you doing? Are you locked? Are you stuck? Whoa, calm it down. All right, we got us a tool chest here. All right. Donald's Discount Tires. Huh. The tool chest themselves, they're Craftsman Evolves. It could be worth something. More caulk guns. All right. Not the best thing. All right, these, see, like this right here is saving us money. You go and buy Bosch jigsaw blades. This thing right here is probably 20 bucks.
Now, is that what we have for our appliances too? Is that the same company?
Yep, same company.
Huh.
Yep. So our appliances don't work, but now just our microwave. And and then you got them there. I'm telling you right now, that's saving us $20. Skill is not quite as good as Bosch, but that right there, that's a good find. We got some good jigsaws. Ooh, empty. I was banking that these were full because they were in the picture.
Whoa.
Sometimes you got to really go at it. I got a flashlight, got some lug nuts, got some Cadillac center caps, a speed square. This is not what I was thinking. A door stop, a comma, or an apostrophe. All depends on how you want to look at it. A big thingamajiggy, some sort of really big metal piece. Wait a second. This was broke. No idea.
It's definitely for a car, I would think.
Nothing that I seen come off of a car. That's all we got working there, really. Maybe the tool chests here, maybe 20 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. They're in not horrible condition. All right, we got some big impacts here. Start over here, Spider, don't know the brand. These are good to have for us. All the work we're doing and stuff like that, these are probably 10 bucks for us. The screwdrivers, not so good, but this is a nice little thing right here. That's Pittsburgh, that's Hobo Freight. This is not Hobo Freight. These are big impacts that are Armstrong. And that's a US brand. See it right there, US? And these are Impact. They are half-inch. These are half-inch shallow sockets. They're not the deep sockets, but these are probably worth $5 a piece. So you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, or you could use it as an instrument. That's not bad, right? That was pretty good. All right, moving on. Is there another? Yeah, okay. Just some nuts and bolts and things and stuff in here. Wire nuts, always good to have those. Oh, is this full of like washers? See that? That's good. I mean, we'll keep that.
Is that for an air gun?
Yep, this is for an air gun. Or air, yeah, some air. You would just beep, beep. That's where it blows out there to blow stuff off. Probably for his woodworking endeavors. Got some self-tappers. You can always use self-tappers. This kind of closes up, so that still works. Oh. That's pretty nice. And then comes back and see what we got up underneath here. These look like some older tools. That's like a staple gun. That's a good brand though. so that's not bad. Black & Decker, that's an older one, not so good. Got some Fram here, and I'm not a huge fan of Fram, but I'm a huge fan of Wix. And the only reason that is because I watch Price Grip Garage, and he likes Wix over Fram. And he influenced me to start buying that stuff. We have a old school Stanley router. We have bought one of these. I think this is worth 20 bucks. I think I've sold it for 20 bucks before. And then you have some high temp disc brake wheel bearing grease. That's actually pretty good because, oh, that's brand new too. That's a keeper right there for our trailers. This is what you need for the trailers to pack the bearings. So that's actually pretty good to have. You have, this looks like spark plugs maybe? What do you got working on in here? No, what is this? Points, I think. So distributor cap, points. Not 100% sure actually. I don't have a car that has, it's a rotor cap, rotary girder. Got a sander, and you got a buffer. Double insulated sears. Not a whole bunch of money in any of this stuff. Probably altogether for all those tools, maybe $50 in value. So, but this Facebook Marketplace all day long. All day long. I don't like the ones that don't have the all of them that move, because then you come into that. All right, we got some pallets. Pallet 1, pallet 2, pallet 3. You have another little side table for you. Huh. Anything in here? Welding mask. It's always good to have. And what we'll do is that we'll try to get this out, then we'll work on this. That looks like a Kennedy box, actually. Not storehouse. If that was Kennedy, that would be really good. We have a chainsaw. Oh, it's a plug-in chainsaw. They bought it somewhere for $50. I do not think it's worth 50 bucks. We got some wire here. You have a nice looking jacket right there. Probably used it when he was welding or cold, because it's a nice jacket. Then you have like a big Milwaukee, this is like a bandsaw. These always come in handy. I've never owned one before, but these do come in handy. So we'll actually probably end up keeping this. This is probably a $100 tool, if not more, maybe a $150 tool. So that will be mine. Then you got some DeWalt stuff, but there's nothing in there. We're gonna use this probably for putting like nuts and bolts in. So, because we have like no fasteners. Like when I said in the last video, we threw everything away when we moved. We threw everything away. Dremel, definitely different from the first time. You're excited about it? You can have all of these. She's a big dremeler, likes to Dremel things. And then air compressor down here, pancake air compressor. I think this is from Porter Cable. It's a 150 PSI. It's a nice little one. Looks like something hit it right here. And see how it's like tilted and broke? So it might still work, and it's probably worth 25 to 50 bucks. Maybe $30 on that. Oh my gosh, that's heavy. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a bag full of gold. Craftsman. V, inverted V. You know I like those. USA made, that's 10 bucks. Another 10 bucks here, another Craftsman. That one's not good, made in India. This one looks like a Mac. Yup, right there, see it? You can tell because the shape of them a lot of times. And that's heavily rusted, so that's probably not going to be worth a whole. Oh, there's another Mac. That's good. That's probably 10 bucks. This one's made in China. Pittsburgh, not so good. I mean, honestly, if you're just doing work, these are perfectly fine. But if you're like really putting some pressure on them, these will end up breaking sooner rather than later. But these are nice, all US made. If we had the whole box set, it's gonna be well over $100. There's another one, Mac. That's probably 15 to 20 bucks right there. Then you have another nice, man, these are the big boys too. Wonder what, maybe there's a lot of times when you see them this big, they're like diesel mechanics. They're working on big machinery maybe, because nothing on a car that like me and you own. See? What'd I tell you? See this pit China? Put too much pressure on, just explode it. That's what they tend to do if you put a lot of pressure on them. Pressure! Was it me? Under pressure! That's pretty good singing right there. So we're finding a lot more Chinese one. This is Taiwan. That one's not bad. Stanley, that's I think USA made. I think that's the older one. And yeah, the Stanleys are nice right here. That's not bad. Another Craftsman. And then you have the Paramount Taiwan stuff. And then the rest are China stuff. So, man, but those right there, that's probably $200 worth of stuff. That ain't too shabby-labby. We have in here, it's so dark in here, can't see nothing. What is this? Craftsman, and
nice.
yeah, these are nice needle nose. So probably $5 on those. Oh wow, this is heavy. This ain't full of DeWalt stuff, I'll tell you that. Oh, these are some big boys. All right, these are like big. Now they're Pittsburgh, so they're going to be hobo freight stuff. But these are 3/4 drive, so that's some big stuff that we probably could still sell in a set. Because even if you go to hobo freight, these are still going to run you over 100 and some bucks. We could probably sell all of these for $50. I did sell some of these big ones for $40, but they were made in USA stuff. I think from Westman or something like that. But these aren't terrible. Well, that's a USA Craftsman. Yeah, this one right here is probably worth $10. So, and it's not broke. Just make sure it's not cracked. It actually looks like it's in super good condition, because if it's beat, all this stuff around here will show that. So you do have some Craftsman and some Pittsburgh. That's probably $100 worth of stuff in there. I'm telling you, tools add up so quick when it comes to especially big tools. All right, that's a nice hole saw right there. Oh, this stuff we're keeping. This is saving us hundreds of dollars in hole saws, because we don't have any. And if you need to bore a hole in a piece of wood, that's the only way you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You look super excited about this. You're not near as excited about this as you are Dremel stuff. But this is some good stuff. That's a bag of hole saws. That's just saved us $50 in a hole saw. All right, what do we got here? Got some more sockets. I'm not seeing anything that is super good. These are all, looks like no name brand stuff. I don't see a name on them. PR, that would be, oh man, PR. I don't know. Popular Roads. Something, I don't know. I know what PM is. I thought that PM was popular, or something mechanic. I'm not seeing a whole bunch of stuff in here. This was made in Mexico. I've never seen that before, that brand. Pittsburgh stuff. I'm not even going to put a value on that because there's not a whole bunch there. What we're going to do is go ahead and move this thing out of the way. We do have a 12-volt vacuum cleaner for like a car. Probably not worth a whole bunch there. Maybe the yard sale for like $1. The shelf is nice. I don't know if we're going to keep this shelf though. We don't have a lot of room for this type of shelf.
We could put that in that. We could use that.
You're into the shelf?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep the shelf. It's actually fairly well built. I mean, it's nice. Yeah. So a shelf like this, if you bought a plastic one at Home Depot, which we've done a million times, they're $100. Mm-hmm. So that just saved us $100 there. Go ahead and add it to it. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is clean this stuff up, get this stuff out, and start making our way downtown. Bring this out. This thing got some nice wheels on it. It is called a Storehouse 6-drawer top tool chest. There's no handle on this one. Gotta get a handle on things. Whoa, where are you going? All right, let's see what we're working with in here. All right, you got something Bosch. That's a good brand. What is this? Looks like gonna be some sort of bit driver set. Not worth a whole bunch. I've never heard of Storehouse before. Have you? All right, got some rubber gloves. We have a ratchet, air ratchet Craftsman. Probably worth 10 or 20 bucks there. That's not bad. Then you do have a Task Force, meh, not great. Craftsman, not terrible. Got a nice heat gun here. Wagner, you like heat guns, don't you? No? You're a big fan of heat guns. You always say, you got a heat gun I can borrow?
When have I ever said that?
Every day. Every day of our life, folks. She's always said that. And then you have a nice Craftsman, USA made. That's actually really nice. Does it work? Yep, just need to spray a little. Oh yeah, hear that clicking? This is probably 10 to 20 bucks right there. Nice little ratchet, the 44809. And then in here we have some, that would be router bits. Not worth a whole bunch of money when it comes to router bits. All right, in here, not seeing a whole bunch. Just some other bits in there. And then you have more bits. Really like the bits. Just a little bit of everything. Not a whole bunch going on there. Oh no, yeah, these are not so good. Just old screwdrivers. Now you could like put this up in lots. This is a nice, I think this whole thing is actually bent down. I think something hit it maybe. All right, we got some stuff here. What are we working with? Craftsman there. And then we have Blackhawk is a good brand. Craftsman, you got Crescent, Cobalt. I'm not seeing anything like Snap-on or anything. That's Blackhawk. Blackhawk and Snap-on are very close. That's probably 50 bucks in sockets after you get them all apart and figure out what you got. You got some more wrenches in here. That's SK, that's good. Most of these are Craftsman and Stanley, so you're gonna probably do another 50 bucks for all these. And how I do these on eBay, I lot them all up. And I only do name brand stuff, so I'll do like Craftsman and SK lots, and they usually go for $50, especially if you put some good stuff. Proto's a good brand. There's a Snap-on right there. That's probably worth 10 bucks. I'm not seeing any more brand name ones. That's a big Snap-on right there. That's probably worth 10 bucks. So you got some decent tools in here overall. PM right there, Popular Mechanic. That's what I was saying before. All right, so probably another 50 bucks in that one. Ooh, look at that big old boy right there. That's a nice croissant wrench. Crescent USA 15-inch. That will be mine. Torch. What is this? That doesn't go with that.
Oh.
This was his. He was like, if I need a chisel, voila. This is actually a Schrade case. That probably case alone goes for 10 bucks. You have to just figure out what knife it goes for. And Google or Lens will help that. And then you do have a Dremel, which is nice. Corded though, so probably not worth a whole bunch. Big old boy there. Northern, I think it's Northern Tools actually. That's not worth a ton of money. And then you do have something in this little black case. What is that?
That's a
sugar monitor. Oh, sugar monitor. All right. Then in here, you have just some chisels. Is this a good name brand here? No. No name brand, little multi-tool there. Leathermans are really good for those. You have some sort of, oh, that's connected to that? I don't know really what's going on there. Not a whole bunch there. All right. I got a golf ball shoved into a file, which is interesting. I guess that's so he can grip it and file things. Makes sense, just weird looking. And these right here, actually, you can sell these because people make stuff out of them, like knives, because they're hardened steel. So you can sell these in lots on eBay, probably for 10 to 20 bucks, maybe a little bit more. And then, whoa, that's a 3/4 ratchet. It's missing a bolt. You could probably sell this for parts for 20 bucks or rebuild it and probably sell it for 80 to 90 bucks. That's a big boy. The 44804. I ain't never seen one of those that size. And then Stanley. That's not terrible. That's probably another $100. Now say 50 bucks. This is in not so good condition. We could probably put it online. You have a top chest, a mid chest, and a bottom chest though. So that's what you got going on there, and that one's jammed. So maybe 20 bucks at a yard sale for all of this. Not the tools obviously, but the stuff inside. So we'll go ahead and put this here, let it fall into this crevasse and fall later on. I don't know, it might actually fall. Let's just move her over like this. So when she rolls out, she can roll all the way down and hit that other one. That's a solid idea. Excellent step stool here. This step stool is worth 25 bucks if you buy it brand new. And we're gonna keep it because it needs a little, some WD-40. Hot to try this again. We're gonna keep it because it's, wow. because it's nice. Just needs a little oil, you know, could be a little old. We all need a little oil when we get a little old, right? Got a lid. Now, if you make your way back here, we have a lot more stuff. We do have a rod. Now, all these do have hooks, so just be very careful, because I don't know, when's the last time you had a tetanus shot? They always ask you that.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. All right, so watch that's not a good name brand at all. This is the seat to the kayak that we found in the first video. It's not in bad condition, just a little bit rusted, but it's not terrible. At least it has a seat. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that might not even be the seat to that, unless that's the name brand. Ascend?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to look it up, but I'm still saying we can get a couple $100s for that kayak, if not more. Annette, what are you doing in here? What are you doing, Annette? You and Dolly hanging out? We got a piece of cord here. Oh, excuse y'all. Sorry. All right, what do we got? Let's go ahead and put this down. That looks really unstable. Whole bunch of birthday cards. We'll look through that a little bit better. That's a whole bunch of paperwork. Like, we've actually found nothing personal in this locker, but there was some paperwork in there. We'll go ahead and do this one right here. What are we looking at here? What is that's like a big, I have no idea. Got a big old thing on it there. Another big old thing. You can tell that I don't know anything when I start calling things like big old things. You don't know what that is?
A whatchamacallit?
This is a whatchamacallit to a... These could be like parts to... I have no idea. Let's get out of the box. Avery Waytronics, Florida. It's a brand new piece, whatever it is. So we'll look that up. Could it be for like HVAC stuff? Maybe. These are like little stoppers. That's some sort of piece there. It looks like it's to some Waytronics, like an actual scale. Is this to like a scale? Something else there. I have no idea. There's like fasteners in here. Like big. Is that to an antenna maybe? Like big antenna stuff? It's the model LRT or LTT. I have no idea. Lamp? It says something about a lamp? Safety lamp? I don't know. There's got to be a reason why he was keeping it, so it's got to have some sort of value. Because everything that he has is not like super expensive, but everything has a value to it in here. I don't know what any of this is. Well, I'm sure we'll look it up and see. I know somebody knows. I'll be reading the comments. Here's a hand planer for you. Check that out.
Nice.
Brand new.
And it's Ryobi.
Ryobi hand planer. It's corded, so
well,
but that's still good.
yeah.
We'd still probably want to get you like a better one, like a tabletop, so you can just feed the stuff through. It's a nice looking crate.
That's nice.
Simulator booby trap flash. You think that's a real old crate, or you think it's just made to look old?
I don't know.
Let's take this out in the light. Special fire survivor handle with care. All right, not handling. I will handle with care. I'm actually gonna take my gloves off on this one. We got some poetry back here. All right, let's go ahead. Well, maybe I'll keep them on. I don't know. This looks like it would be a good box. Okay, look, little tractor set here. Now, if it was a Cub Cadet, I'd be keeping this. It is missing. No, it's not missing anything. It's a little John Deere set. That's nice.
That's nice.
That'll end up on the old whatnot. Got to be 18 or over though to buy. Oh, there's a ton of knives down here. That's
Is
what.
that new?
Nah.
Oh.
No, it's definitely opened, but they kept the. No, it is new.
Oh, yeah.
John Deere. This is a Smith & Wesson John Deere. That's not bad. My eyes actually already went to this because it's a Schrade old timer. Oh, it's missing one.
We might have it down at the bottom.
But these are the limited edition 2012s. They're probably 50 bucks a piece, easy. So that's a hundo right there. These will all end up on the old whatnot. Oh yeah, I don't know if that one can because it's a fixed blade, but you can definitely sell that on eBay. Just clean the blades up here. They look like they're brand new. That's inlaid with some sort of like something. I'm not gonna say it's bone or anything like that, but it's definitely inlaid with something cool. Nice little Winchester. And then you have Oliver Winchester. Look at that. Man, that one's nice.
That is nice.
Got the like the carving in it and stuff like that. Little pocket knives. This is a pocket knife too, so that can be sold on whatnot. It comes with the case. Case a little bent up, but we can probably fix that. Now these can't be sold because now in South Carolina you can own butterfly knives, but you can't sell them. Now if that makes any sense. Like how do you get it if you can't sell it? You know what I'm saying? But so you can't sell that one. And then you do have a little bass. That's nice, a little stainless collection. That's cool, probably worth 10 bucks. Another Winchester. Oh, that one's nice. Get a little case for it too. All brand new too, never been used. The boxes are in rough condition, but everything else is looking spectacular. It was a big Winchester guy. Now it's got some bass on it. Limited edition, 2007. Almost 20 years old it's been in that box. Never removed. All right, and you have another one here. Limited edition. Ducks. These are cool. These are worth, I don't know and whatnot, they might go 50 bucks for each one of these, maybe even a little bit more because they got the case and they are, and the knives are in excellent condition. You do have some watches here. Now some old watches are worth some decent money, some are not. This one right here, Timex Expedition. I don't know anything about that. You have another Timex Expedition, and then you have another Timex Expedition. Now some of these are worth money, the Expeditions. So we'll go ahead and I'll get a better look because I know the camera can actually look better than I can. So what we'll do is take a good look at these and I'll screenshot them and then I'll go ahead and put up the sold comps. Now these may work, so you just got to put a battery in them type of deal, but that ain't too shabby. What is this here? Little Winchester. All right, so this would be going to a fixed blade. We do not have that one unless it's in that box. You got a Barlow, they're worth like 10 bucks or something like that. You do have a, we'll have to see if that one fell out of a box because that's a Winchester. This one looks like a Kershaw. No, Gerber. That's a nice little knife right there. USA made. Got a case knife right here. These are always good to find. The little case knives. USA. Oh, it's got a broken face. Still may sell for parts. People actually redo their case knives. Got an old timer here, and I ain't talking about me. Big old knife right there. That's pretty good. Although I am turning 40 very soon. Got another knife, no name brand on that one. You do have, this looks like another Winchester maybe. This one's been, no, Schrade. Wow, check that out. I've never seen a Schrade knife look like that before. And then, I can't get that one out for some reason. Oh, there you are, okay. It's not in terrible condition. We could clean it up a little bit. I was looking for the number. Schrade always has a number on them. So the number's right there. SC598, I think. And we'll look that thing up. That could be worth 50 bucks probably. So this box alone is like probably worth $1,000. I think that's broken. Not 100% sure. And then you have that, which isn't a whole bunch of stuff. And these feel like dominoes. Oh no, check this out. How wrong could I have been? Now this cannot be sold on whatnot. This will, oh, it's broke. That's what I heard. That's sad. Yeah, that's what I thought it was dominoes. Just heard something. All right, maybe this one's not broke. Yeah, it's all, because it's old. Now we could probably glue this one back together because it's not broken half.
Right. Type
of deal. So that might be worth a couple bucks. We might sell it in the booth or something, but right there, that's a heck of a little find when it comes to knives. Let's keep on moving on, moving on. Little ring toss game. That's pretty fun. That not worth a whole bunch when it comes to air compressors. Probably like 50 bucks. Then we'll have to get this table out of here. All right, now we do have, again, these are all full of hooks, so just be careful. These are some very nice reels. Vlugger, Zepco, Ugly Stick, and Zepco. Not a whole bunch of money right there. Probably only, maybe if you part them out and sell them cheap, maybe for 25 bucks and stuff. What we're gonna do is go ahead and clean this mess up because Kayla stepped on Oliver's face. Poor Oliver. We'll be back. We are back. We got the door open. Hopefully you can see some stuff. Drill bits. That's not what this is. This is actually a job. Oh, this is worth some decent money. We sold this before, I think, for 20 bucks. This is the rigid job site thing, or Job Max. It's just a thing that you put on a rigid tool that makes it something different. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Then you do have, this one feels like drill bits here. Yep. They're probably keepers for us, but you can't really sell them. So, then you got big old boy. What is this thing? This is, they cover it so you can't see what actually it is. This is a Dayton impact wrench, made in Japan. So I don't know exactly how much that would be. It's very heavy. See my hand shaking?
Yeah.
That is like 10 pounds. You know, they don't make them like they used to. That's what they say. Oh, got a little book here. What's in the book? Nothing. Book of nothing. I got some nice bolts here. I mean, you go to the Home Depot right now and buy that bolt. That bolt is probably a couple cents a piece. That thing's like 20 bucks. You got a nice little light here. Check that out. And then you do have a fluke. This is nice. I'm not laser distance meter. Oh, that's cool. We could actually use this when we're doing the stuff around the house. This is a 414D. We'll look it up and go ahead and put that at the bottom because we're going to keep it and use it. A lot of this stuff is going to be used around the house for all the work we're going to be doing. Got another bin here. Vicks Vapor. What is this? Oh, whole bunch of computers and tablets and stuff. Like Dell. We found a Dell. Hey, what are you doing? Can you sing us a song? All right. Then you have a, what am I looking at here? What is that? 550 watt Class D monoblock power amplifier. Not in there. I read all that for nothing. It's just wire. Just a whole bunch of wire. And then you have some straps and they took something apart there. And a nice chicken box here. All right. This is the big table I saw that I thought you would want for your thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look. We could put our rings in here. That's cute. Little dovetail thing. What do you got in this bag? What do you got in here? Oh, my goodness. Looks like a science project. Outside agency. I think this is for like chlorine or something.
Soil test kit.
What is it?
It's a soil test kit.
Oh, soil test kit. We actually probably, when we start farming, like really farming, we're going to have to test the soil around here because soil composition is much more important than one would think. This, the best slingshot ever. That thing is...
Why?
Why would you do that? Hey, Jack. Man, we're finding a whole bunch of people. We found Annette, we found Adele, and then we found Jack. Jack Skellington. All right. Thought this was going to be fishing stuff. It's like little capacitor girder things for computer systems, I think. Not 100% sure. Probably not worth a whole bunch of money in that one. All the fishing rods that we're going to go ahead and actually just leave with the kayak, like every single fishing rod. So we're going to do this huge bundle deal for the kayak and maybe get 500 bucks for everything. Everything fishing related, we're going to put on Facebook Marketplace. That is a nice table for you. Look at that table. I don't like getting big old screws in it though, or things. Is that what connects it to it? We'll have to work on that because you can't put nothing on there. Yeah. Right? We'll have to grind them off or something like that. I don't know.
Or put a tabletop on top.
Or put a tabletop on top of it. Then you have a wire shelving. That's pretty good. And then, is that a baby rattle? Some sort of baby rattle here. Man, this is all jammed in here. You got a durable. That's used. That's 100% trash. That is a garbage disposal. Probably don't want to smell that.
Oh my goodness.
That's a big old spider right there. That's one of them brown recluses. She's a big boy there.
Is it like, is it alive?
Oh, she's alive. I just saw it move.
Nuh-uh.
Oh yeah. Well, see, told you. Moving on after Mr. Spider. This looks like a whole bunch of, I don't know what that thing is. Something for a child, possibly. That thing is like an octopus. Get it out of here. All right, that was easy. Just a whole bunch of nothing in here, honestly. Maybe some chain you could use or something, but other than that, not a whole bunch other than that gigantic spider. What we got going on in here? All right, look at these nice little tools. Nice little DeWalt 12-volt max. That's like a little baby grinder. You might be able to use it for different things though, so that's pretty nice. And then, Dom, is this Toretto's? If you know, you know. Nice charger there. I actually just looked up a charger from the other one we did. These chargers can run up to $40 a piece, the rigid ones. And then you got a nice little rigid impact, probably 20 bucks. You got another nice DeWalt. Is this a 20 volt? 20 volts, the good stuff. This is a right angle drill, probably 20 to 30 bucks, if not more. This one's completely broken. You might be able to sell for parts for 10 bucks. And then another cool little rigid impact 20 volt. That's probably 10 to 20 bucks. So that's not bad. I don't know what the counter says. Remember, we paid $1,100 for this. Chair of cheer. Ooh, what is that? See, this stuff I didn't see because Dad packed all this. This will be good for us for putting nuts and bolts and things and stuff in. So I can be organized when it comes to like wire nuts and other bolts and screws because mine are always loose and lost. We have wire here and like a lot of it. I have no idea what just occurred there. How did you get, okay, this is like snakes on a plane here. Whole bunch of wire, insulated wire. So he was, I think, probably a handyman, right? But also really liked woodworking. I would think was his forte, what he really liked. Inside of here, we have another one of those things for an HVAC unit. And that's it. The rest of it's just empty boxes. But a nice bucket. We didn't even have any buckets. Like, that's how much we threw away when we moved. All right, that's a big old router, but it is busted. Old busted router. Got some caulk that's busted, and it smells like something exploded in there, right? We're gonna use this as a table. You do have a ladder here. I hate those ladders, and people love them. But I'm not a fan of these accordion style ladders. I'm just not. Okay. I just don't like them. You have some wire here, pretty nice. Probably not worth a whole bunch. I think you can actually get wire strippers and take the copper out of them, which would probably take a long time, but you could probably do it. There's something in here that says Sawzall. That's what it is, the old good old Milwaukee Sawzall. They usually right here would always have a bad cord because they have a really terrible design how it always sits in there. That has a good cord. That's probably 30, 40 bucks, easy. And we don't sell them with the cases a lot of times because the case doesn't really give it that much more value. Look at this box of cheer over here. This is sweet.
Oh, that is.
Now it's a little guy, but this is one of those high-powered fans. If something got wet or something like that, you plug that fan in. Works like a charm. One of my biggest fans right there. Go ahead. Hopefully it works. And then you have circular saw. Not worth a whole bunch of money there. But these are, we're gonna keep these and fill these with, they're like little bombs. Just throw them around, you know what I'm saying? Got little bottles of gas. That's what sometimes you call me.
Bottles of gas?
Little bottles of gas. Got, you know, it depends what you eat. This one's full. That one's got some stuff in it. Flammable gas, if we're welding or cutting, and then you got a big boy back here, and we can fill them up and they can test these bottles out. This one's heavy. This one actually feels like it's full. It has no PSI, probably because it's not on. She's got stuff in her, for sure. So we'll just make sure, we'll have to get these things tested, figure out what's inside of them and go from there. But this right here, empty ones go for 40 to 50 bucks. And then we'll fill them up. There's a local place that fills them up. And then we could use torches, we could weld with them. Tons of stuff you can do with that. So that ain't too shabby. And I think these are helium.
That's what they look like.
Not 100% sure. You know who could use those? The church. We could fill these with helium and then buy balloons, and then you could do your own helium things at church. That's a solid idea. We're actually going to do that.
That would be nice.
Where do you fill up helium stuff? I don't know. Now at this point, we're just talking to y'all. Where do you fill up helium stuff? And then this right here is just a box that we're probably going to just throw away. Got a little tow rope there. Other than that, that is everything. Again, we paid $1,100 for this unit. I don't know what the counter says down below, but I think it's over $1,100 on the value that we can use and also then resell on places like Whatnot, eBay, and the local markets around here. We do have another channel called the Flip Squad. That link is down below. That's our daily vlog show. And also we do have a Facebook that is also linked down below, and that's about it, right? We do appreciate everybody watching. Remember, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, comment down below, like the video. You know I'll always get you on the next one.